Gettin Geeked. Gettin Geeked. Gettin Geeked with Danny Allen. Gettin Geeked. Gettin Geeked. Gettin Geeked with Danny Allen.
Alright. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. I'm trying to readjust here. Welcome back. Episode 17. Getting Geeked with your boy, Danny Allen. That's me. What's going on? How is everybody's week? Let's go. There is some news this week. Nothing too major. I'm going to do something slightly different today. I'm going to talk about some music at the end of the episode. Yes, some music news. Still entertainment, so I will cover the news. Yes. On today's episode, Getting Geeked, let me just say this. On TikTok, I post these 1-minute clips of like a teaser of topics that I talk about. And I get comments, oh, well, where'd you get this information from? Where's your source from? My guy, I wouldn't be talking about these topics if they weren't in the news cycles. Whether it be a rumor or confirmed news from Variety, if I'm talking about it, there's some credence to that news. Otherwise, I'm not talking about it. That's what it is. And I appreciate everybody commenting on the Blade video I posted on TikTok. It's just over 40,000 views. They're all in agreement. It needs to be R-rated. And since that came out, they have pushed pause on the Blade movie. Surprise, not surprised. So yes, they need to bunker down, rewrite that script, and figure out what they are doing with Blade. I want Wesley to come back. A lot of people think Wesley should come back. But that wouldn't even save what's going on right now. So my concern is with the ratings and the handcuffs they put on themselves. I've already got into it plenty of times. Last week's episode, if you want to check it out, it's there. Just want to thank everybody for the support over on TikTok. On YouTube, we are almost at 900 followers, or subscribers, I should say. We are about 850 or something like that. So I'm trying to get to 1,000 by the end of the year. That will help me monetize the channel. And I am at 2,500 watch hours, and I need another 2,000. And we are getting there slowly but surely. I appreciate everybody that's been watching and listening. We are slowly growing this community, and I want to say thank you. And yes, we are getting there, people. We are getting there. So yeah, the Blade news, Marvel's whole slate got pushed. There's nothing to say about that. It is what it is. Everybody knows what's going on. VFX, etc. On today's episode, though, I want to discuss the House Party reboot trailer. Came out. Red Band trailer. Hagrid. R.I.P. to our boy Hagrid. Robbie, Coltrane. I'll be talking about that. And I'm going to be reviewing the She-Hulk finale, aka season 1 of She-Hulk. Just my final thoughts on She-Hulk in one video with full spoilers. Yeah. We're going to be talking about Black Adam again. Comes out next Friday. Things are ramping up. The Rock has been talking. Things have leaked. And we are also going into spoilers for Black Adam. Possible, confirmed leaks. Now, I've seen it with my own eyes. Confirmed leaks. So if you don't want spoilers when I talk about Black Adam, do not watch or listen to that part. Fast forward. And then, to close out the show, I'm going to be talking about some music. Blink 182. Blink 182, if you're in the UK. They are back. Tom is back. We're going to get into it on episode 17 of Gettin Geeked with your boy. So let's talk about this House Party trailer. Are you a House Party fan? You probably, if you're 15, 16, 17, 18, you probably don't know what House Party is. I barely know what House Party is. Kid and Play, early 90s, hip hop. They're not gangster rappers. They want to have fun. They're fun, good vibe rappers. You know, that 90s aesthetic. It was a thing, and Martin Lawrence was in that shit as a DJ. It's just one of those things. It's hard to reimagine in the modern era. House Party was all about the vibes, dancing. You know, that's kind of a thing now, but with the TikTok generation and the current rappers, they're making like drug user music. There's not a lot of Kid and Play type artists out there now, and I think that's lacking in hip hop. So when it comes to the House Party reboot, I was very skeptical. Then we found out it was going to be R-rated. I watched the trailer and I noticed Kid and Play are in this trailer. Even if it's just a cameo, they're still involved. So I'm going to show support behind this reboot, as it's just titled House Party. They're throwing the House Party in LeBron James' house. Right on. It's kind of a take advantage of the rich to get rich type of movie. I don't know the main actors. Are those dudes rappers? Let me know in the comments. I'm not sure who they are. There's a lot of cameos. Snoop Dogg's in this. Kid and Play are in this. As well as many others that I could talk about. But let's just get down to brass tacks here. Am I excited about a House Party? Yes. They need to capture that fun aspect though. Like I said, Kid and Play made that franchise what it is. And, you know, it may not do, like, this is going to be in theaters. I don't know how successful this is going to be. I can see this movie maybe being on like a Peacock or a Hulu or something. But LeBron James, you know, he's producing this thing. He's in the movie. So he's obviously passionate about this House Party thing. He was passionate about Space Jam 2. You know, whatever your thoughts are about that movie, take that for what you will, you know. It's just one of those things, bro. Like, people, grown folk, you know, in their 40s, they're probably going to, oh shit, House Party's back? It's probably not going to be the same for them. They're going to try to capture the Gen Z millennial audience this time around. They tried doing that with How High and failed miserably. They didn't include Red or Method Man. Granted, it's not the same people doing this. It's just not that era, dude. It's not that era anymore. So, yeah, you could slap House Party on the title, but is it going to have that same kind of vibe? I don't know. House Party, are you excited about House Party? Let me know in the comments, and let's have a discussion. Coming up next, some really sad news. Our guy Hagrid, man, he is now not with this in this mortal realm. He has passed away at the age of 72. Man, Robbie Coltrane, aka Hagrid, he was many of our uncles. All the Harry Potter fans, you know, I grew up with Harry Potter as a 7, 8, 9-year-old in the early 2000s. I was Harry's age, so watching those movies, I was one of the students, like, in my perspective, when I was watching those movies. So having Hagrid around to give advice and see growing up all these years with Hagrid, Robbie Coltrane. Now I'm going to be honest, I'm not too familiar with the rest of his work. I'm pretty sure he was a theater actor. But just the legacy he left with Hagrid, it's going to be forever. Forever. Across generations. Obviously, if you were an adult when, you know, the books came out, if you're an adult when those movies, when the first Harry Potter came out, you may not have the same kind of relationship with that character that the kids like me had with Hagrid, but that's not trying to cut your loss short. Like, your loss is not greater than my loss. You know what I'm saying? So, there's just many people out there at my age, 28, that were kids back then that really looked up to Hagrid. He was our guy. It's just really sad news overall about Robbie Coltrane. So, rest in peace. to our boy Hagrid. Alright, coming up next, She-Hulk. Okay, now I was going to do an episode per episode review of She-Hulk, but it was just coming to a point where I wasn't watching it every week. Kind of left some episodes and I came back to it. I literally fell asleep during the wedding episode. I just tuned out. So, and then the next episode happened. I caught up on the recap. Okay, didn't miss anything. So, let me break down She-Hulk into two sections. Let's talk about the finale and then the overall season. So this finale, she wanted to break the fourth wall. They break the fourth wall. Then this whole discussion about what Marvel it was supposed to be and what it could be and where's the X-Men. They're just lobbing more cameos at us and references, but it's all kind of not wishy-washy. It's just for nothing. It's easy treats they're giving us, easy Easter eggs, and that's just not good enough anymore for me. I mean, yeah, sure, if you're 15, 16, you're not invested like some of us that have been watching since 2008. So whereas like we're expecting the standard they set with Endgame to remain that standard, and yeah, She-Hulk broke the fourth wall in the comics. But it doesn't mean that it was executed that well. And what I think they did with her going into the writer's room was pretty smart. But when then they took it up a notch and introduced Kevin, that's not Kevin Feige, I think it just undercut the reality that she was entering. She was supposed to be entering our world, and then they didn't give us Kevin Feige. I think that was kind of it was undercut that kind of it's undercutting the performance, of our reality. She's not really in our reality if Kevin Feige is not the guy. I think it would have been like a Stan Lee type of moment where she's talking to Kevin Feige, where she's actually talking to Kevin Feige. I just think it was a real missed opportunity to not bring him in, especially if you're going out of your way to make her go into the writer's room. And, people are having a hard time saying like, oh, they retconned their season, and oh, the way they did the beta, alpha, whatever you want to call it, the male anti-She-Hulk party that she interrupted, and then, just throwing in Daredevil at the end. People are just saying it's really lazy. I would say it's kind of lazy. I like the fact that she did break the fourth wall and come to our reality. It just didn't stick the landing. And then with Hulk coming in at the end, and oh, here's my son, and I'm back from space, and we're gonna save that for his movie. Like, we're gonna get a Hulk movie at some point. Okay, what's going on with Universal? They still own the distribution rights. Let's talk about that. So yeah, they're just throwing a lot of Easter eggs at us and expecting us to love She-Hulk as a show. Having the Daredevil cameo, that shouldn't be your highlight of the She-Hulk season. She-Hulk should be that highlight, and just making all the other characters caricatures compared to Jen. She's like the only real character that had any kind of growth, and I still really think she's barely figured out how to balance those two characters, or aliases I should say, and it was just kind of all over the place. Now let's talk about the whole season. If you want to watch She-Hulk and you don't have a lot of time, watch episode 1, 2, and 8 and 9. That's it. You don't need to watch anything else. Everything in between, and that's my problem with all these Marvel shows. The beginning and the ends are always fire, but everything in the middle, they're stretching it out. There's some filler going on, nothing really enhancing the story, especially when they retconned a bunch of stuff at the end. Yeah, dude, it's just She-Hulk. We're in this time now where they're over-reliant on CGI. I think the beginning of this episode, where it shows her in like the 70s, throwback to the old Incredible Hulk series, when they did the practical makeup on She-Hulk, I'm like, damn, that looks way better than what we actually have. Why didn't they just do a practical? It's just these choices that Marvel's making. A lot of people are starting to notice. Like, what's going on with your editing? Why is your writing so sloppy? Why are the VFX not up to par? They were like almost 30 movies in with the MCU, multiple shows. They shouldn't be having this problem in 2022. And this is back to the exploiting of VFX artists and not paying them their wages. Having to push a whole slate because they don't have their scripts written. It's like, you guys are that well-oiled of a machine. You're having these kind of editing problems and pacing problems and thinly written story problems. Kevin Feige's rumored to have been spread too thin. Maybe he couldn't even appear in the She-Hulk series because he's too busy. So they had to do this AI robot kind of a deal, like a twist. Like, I'm Kevin. I'm controlling the MCU and I'm a robot. Like, okay, what the fuck? So yeah, it is what it is. She-Hulk's got some things to enjoy. It was kind of funny at times, and whenever Daredevil's on screen, right on. But that's not high praise from a She-Hulk series, especially when we've seen She-Hulk in the Incredible Hulk show in the 90s, the animated show. What's her name? Tatiana Maslany as She-Hulk, as Jen. She did a great job. It was not her. Nothing she did was wrong. I just think the overall direction of the series could have been executed a little bit better. Took their time. Having these episodes be 30 minutes didn't do any favors. And having it week to week didn't do any favors because, if it's a whack show and you're like, all right, well, maybe I'll catch up to it. And sometimes I'll forget. It's like, oh shit, She-Hulk on tonight? It was on yesterday. It's like, fuck, all right. Well, I guess I should watch it. I'd rather just, if they're going to put out 30 minutes, just give us all the episodes. Knock it out. Don't prolong this thing if it's whack. I don't know how it's doing on Rotten Tomatoes. But it's definitely in the low ranking for most people that I've heard talk about She-Hulk. And I don't know what they're going to do with the Hulk stuff going forward because they haven't figured out the Hulk situation, the rights to the movies for the Hulk. So I don't know if they're going to keep sprinkling Hulk stuff in with the Red Hulk. We've heard that Harrison Ford is taking over as Thunderbolt Ross, and he's going to be the new Red Hulk, and that's the villain of Thunderbolts. And if that's the case, then I don't think we're going to get a Hulk movie per se. I think they're just going to sprinkle more Hulk stuff into these other movies to circumvent this deal that Universal has. They still own the distribution rights. So She-Hulk, it was fine. I give it a 6 out of 10, 7 out of 10, kind of a rating. Yeah. What did you think about She-Hulk and the finale of She-Hulk? What do you think about She-Hulk going forward? How are they going to handle Jen's character? Is she going to be an Avenger? What are they doing? A season 2? I don't think this is going to get a season 2. Not without a new showrunner. I really think they're going to think about the reception they got from this show. And I'll be surprised if they keep the same tone as the first season. So let me know in the comments. Let's talk about it. Coming up next, got some DC news, guys. Black Adam's coming out next week. We got Dwayne Johnson going on Jimmy Fallon and all this press stuff talking about new power, new hierarchy in the DC universe, and how he's bringing in a new era. He's always talking about eras, and this is going to be new. But everybody was asking him the same thing. What's going on with Superman, dude? So, spoiler alert. If you don't know, it has been confirmed. I said this last week. I will not believe it until I see it. And I saw it, people. It leaked. The post-credit scene for Black Adam leaked. Our boy Henry Cavill is back. The triumphant return of Superman himself. It's a quick scene, right? I'm not going to spoil the scene. I'm just going to spoil the fact that he's back. And it does more for the future of the DC universe, more so than the Black Adam movie. With Henry coming back, does that mean we're going to get a Superman versus Black Adam movie? Or are we going to get a What I want is a Superman, Shazam, and Black Adam movie, kind of like the animated one. Because I just think that Shazam is more important to introduce to Black Adam than Superman. That might be a hot take, but everybody knows Shazam and Black Adam are like peanut butter and jelly. You know what I'm saying? It's like you can't have one without the other. So they're kind of skipping this whole Shazam introduction, and they're bringing in Superman first. That is going to be great for the fans, getting the fans hyped and confirming, Henry Cavill is remaining as Superman. That's great. But as far as the narrative goes, I think it might be not a good idea to introduce Superman before Shazam. With that being said, yes, dude, Superman, bro. Okay, rumor is we're getting Zack Snyder coming back for the solo Superman film, just titled Superman. I don't know if I believe it. I'll believe it when I see it. Zack Snyder has his deal over on Netflix. He's doing a zombie movies, Army of the Dead, the prequel. Didn't watch it, didn't really enjoy it. He didn't direct that one, he just produced it. So yes, dude, having Henry come back is just kind of a validation. The new regime's coming in, they're taking over, they're bringing back our boy. They're giving him his money. Dwayne Johnson, like I said, he probably slapped it on the table and said, listen, guys, you want me to sign on for the future of the DC Universe? You're bringing back your staple character. Superman needs to be involved. I'm hyped about it. Let's go. He doesn't have his black suit anymore, huh? Who cares, dude? Tony Stark can get a suit every fucking movie, so Superman can go to the Kryptonian ship and get a new suit. There was 2 suits when he went back to get that suit. There's a black one and there was a colored one. So we know there's a colored one in that ship still. Stop crying about the color of Superman's suit. Just be grateful we got the black suits in Zack Snyder's Justice League. That's fine. It's done with. Let's go back to the normal colors. That storyline is done. He doesn't need a black suit after a while. He wants to switch things up. Let the man have some steez. Jesus. Anyways, Superman in Black Adam post-credit scene. Are you guys excited for Black Adam? Knowing that this is going to be the post-credit scene, does this make you want to go see the movie? Or are you going to skip the movie because you already know the post-credit scene and it's already been leaked? Let me know what's going on. Are you hyped for Black Adam? Let me know in the comments. Let's talk about this. Let's have a discussion, guys. Okay. I have yet to talk about music on this podcast. We're going to do a little something different. That's because something crazy happened on Tuesday. There's been rumblings. Blink-182, Tom, they've been posting cryptic messages. Oh, he changed his Instagram bio. Oh, they're sharing pictures from back in the day. Oh, that doesn't necessarily mean they're coming back. It does, though, because Tom DeLonge is back. Travis, Mark, and Tom, they are back at it. They've released a new single titled Edging. They announced a new album. And they announced a world tour. I'm going to break this up into some sections here, okay? What do I think about Tom rejoining the band after leaving in 2015? Listen, it's not Blink without Tom. Matt Skiba's my boy, okay? Alkaline Trio and his Secrets spin-off solo stuff he's doing, amazing. But let's not kid anybody here. Let's not fool ourselves here. Matt Skiba was never really a full-time member of Blink. I mean, granted, yeah, they did 2 albums, deluxe or whatever. But, he's not really a main member. Tom is, so he's just fine. Matt Skiba's going to be just fine. Tom shared the letter that he sent to Matt, thanked him for carrying on the band while he was out. But when it comes down to it, Tom is the band, dude. Mark's always held it down for Blink. They both did their solo stuff. Now they're coming back. They all recognize how stupid it is to break up over another member wanting to do side solo stuff. Just that's like, think about that. Back in the day, they broke up the first time because they were cheating on each other with side projects. And now look at Travis. He's fucking taking over the trap, hip hop, pop punk rock, fucking rap era with all these rich teenage boys like Lil Huddy and all them that want to be pop punk artists now. So like, let's get Travis Barker on there and Landon Barker's friends. So like, oh, let's just do a pop punk record and you can put your dad can be the drummer. So Travis is doing his own thing, got his own label. He's drumming in all these artists' records, and he's getting money from all those artists because he's playing on the drum. He not only does he record the drums, he owns the label too. So that motherfucker's smart. Getting off topic. What do I think about Blink coming back? I'm down. I was kind of like accepting the fact that, Matt was in the band and Tom was doing Angels. He just put out the Angels album. I saw Angels in 2019, right before COVID. Saw Angels and Airwaves at the Marquee in Tempe. Great show, great venue, super small. A few hundred people in there. That's what I think the Marquee does. It's just very intimate setting. So, what do I think about this world tour? Everybody on the internet tried to get these pre-order tickets, but most people found out the floor seats, because at Ticketmaster, floor seats are like $1,000, nosebleeds are like $300. What the fuck? Ticketmaster, fucking Live Nation, everybody's tagging Blink. Like, what kind of punk rock show is this? I gotta spend like a whole check on my ticket. I got bills. Like, people are like upset. And we don't know if that's going to remain the case with the ticket situation, because as of now, we're still in the pre-sale part of the ticket launch. And the pre-sale's sold out. Tickets aren't even on sale until Monday. So I don't know. And Tom he put a post on Instagram saying, like, this isn't Blink. We're going to figure it out. But then that post is no longer available. I don't know what's going on. I was super hyped to see them. But it's not happening. It's not happening. I got a Blink tattoo. I'm a diehard fan. I've seen Blink twice. I saw Blink in 2011 when Tom first got back together with the band for the Honda Civic tour. I saw them, and then I saw Blink in 2016 with Matt for the California release in Phoenix. I saw them there, and I was hoping I could see them again this summer. But I'm not paying $1,000 for floor seats, and the only way I'm going to see Blink is with a pit in front of the stage. I'm not going to do nosebleed seats for a Blink show. It's just not happening. So I'm probably going to end up seeing them on the When We Were Young festival in Vegas next year. There's a lot more bands, $250 a ticket, I'm pretty sure, if I can scoop those before they sell out. Don't know yet. So people are upset about this ticket thing. And, it is what it is. They're a huge band. Tom hasn't been in the band in years, so they could expect the shows to sell out, but I don't think even the band was expecting the tickets to be that expensive. So how involved are they when it comes to that? Is a good question. They are on Interscope Records, so I don't really think they have a choice in the ticket prices. Yeah. So that's that part of this thing. What do I think about the new song? The video and the aesthetic, the promo pictures so far. The promo pictures. It reminds me of Dude Ranch with they're at a carnival in this video, and the photos are from them at a carnival. It's very reminiscent of Eminem's Cheshire Cat era. So I'm really loving the fact they're getting down back to their roots. As far as the aesthetic goes, Tom's wearing the Chuck Taylors again. There's like a rotoscope kind of a photography going on where, if you know Blink, you know exactly what I'm talking about. The way they frame their pictures, it's back to form for sure. Now the songs, I don't know what is going on. It's definitely bringing in the Angels and Airwaves and Plus 44 and all that stuff into this. I like Blink when they're more of a skate punk kind of thing with riffs, like a lead riff after the chorus. That's what Blink's known for. But with this last era, last two cycles from Blink, they have been more lyric based and lyric heavy over the riff. They're not having there's no underlying melody after the chorus anymore. The lyrics are more playing the lead melody, and as far as the guitar riffs are concerned, it's definitely more rhythm based now. They still have that duality with the rhythms and the harmonies, but when it comes to the riffs, like Damn It, like What's My Age Again, like they all have these kind of riffs that Blink is known for, and I think this song Edging doesn't have that, and that's good or bad depending on what kind of a Blink fan you are. I like this song specifically because Mark and Tom are now singing. They're both on the song, alternating between verses. They're both on the chorus. They're harmonizing again. They nailed that part from the Blink, like from that angle. My only criticism as a guitar player, this song is going to be very boring to play along to. That's why I like playing Dude Ranch. The whole album is, for a guitar player, is sick. You have to be on point to play that though. So I would imagine they're writing these songs because they're like, look, listen, we have to play these live, and I'm not writing anything fast like that anymore. But they announced the whole ass album, so maybe there's some fast stuff on the album. But I definitely know they're getting up there. I know Travis has got blood clots in his arms now. I don't know how skate punk they're gonna be from going forward. They still might have that vibe and aesthetic, but I think they're definitely gonna pare down that sound. Even after Dude Ranch, when Travis came into the band, things slowed down. They still played fast live, but the production slowed down. The quality, like the songs were solid. Like people say Blink's, they peaked with their Untitled record, self-titled record. Lyrically, that was their best, and musically, that's their most experimental. But as far as why I like the band, I like skate punk, no effects, Fat Records type of thing. Travis isn't my favorite drummer. Might be a hot take. I'm like a Scott Raynor fan. People say, well, Scott's not the better drummer. Well, that doesn't mean it wasn't my favorite. There's a vibe with Cheshire Cat and Dude Ranch that is more raw and unrefined. It's like watching old Blink shows from the early 90s, mid to late 90s, before Travis got in the group. It was a different vibe than when Travis joined. It was definitely more MTV, and that's when people kind of like, oh, well, Blink's corny, and they're like the Backstreet Boys of punk rock, and that's because they signed to the major label. They got the cleaner sound. Jerry Finn helped them out with their production. Rest in peace to our homie Jerry Finn. It just depends on the era of Blink that you like. And after being a Blink fan, going on 20 years, something like that, you learn to appreciate all the eras for different reasons. And as I get older, I start to listen to California a bit differently now. But when I was 15, 16, 17, Dude Ranch was my shit. I go skateboard. I put on my headset or my earbuds, throw on Dude Ranch, and I'm off. Learning guitar riffs. I was super into Metallica, Master Puppets, Megadeth. So, and then when I started listening to some skate punk stuff, riff or like anything with a riff, I'm like, okay, let me learn that riff. But when it comes to these new Blink songs, if it's kind of just downstrokes and slow, not even downstrokes anymore, just kind of a folky kind of a song like this one is, I'll learn it, but I'm not gonna want to play it every day. And I think I'm not the only one that thinks this. I definitely, and then Mark has said this over and over again. He doesn't really consider Blink to be a pop punk band anymore. He just wants to be a rock band, and that's totally fine. But there's going to be a special place in my heart for Dude Ranch, and whenever they kind of have songs like that, A New Hope is probably my favorite Blink song. It's about Star Wars. I love Star Wars. And you have those riffs underneath. And, yeah, it's just an era, dude. I am very stoked for Blink, the return of Blink, their new album. This song was good. It wasn't my favorite. It's good. A return to form for them when it comes down to it. I'm just happy Tom's in the group. He's obviously having fun. Mark beat his cancer, so that's super rad. And it's just great to see pop punk coming back and Blink coming back. Wallows is going to be on this tour. I heard it's only for South America. Like, what's that about? I was really hyped to see Wallows with Blink, Turnstile, Story So Far, and Rise Against. Like, that's a sick lineup. I'm going to try to get to this show, but I don't want to pay $1,000. So on Monday, when those tickets go on sale, I'm going to see if they fix their prices. I've heard if you buy tickets the day before or day of, you can get them for cheaper. So I'm holding out hope that I can still see them live. But I'm just happy to see them back, to seeing the photos again. It makes me want to go watch some of the old shows, the Australia show. If you haven't seen Blink live videos on YouTube, the HD performances, I highly recommend it because you can start from the very beginning, and all the way towards now. And it's just really cool, man. It's really cool to see Blink coming back. Tom said, Blink's always going to be with me. So, and he's proved it. He's back at it. Thank you, Matt Skiba, for coming to Blink and holding it down while you can. But our boy Tom is back. What do you guys think about Tom coming back to Blink? Do you like their new song? Have you gotten your tickets? Are you going to see them live? Are you going to wait, see if the tickets are cheaper? What do you think about them doing a whole new album? What do you think it's going to sound like? Because I think their last Neighborhoods album was self-produced. They did it separately in their own houses. And now, I don't know if John Feldman is going to help them produce still, or if they're getting somebody else. If John Feldman comes back and we get some California, or what was their last album? 9. I didn't like 9 as much as California, but if we get that type of production, that level of production with Tom, we're in for a treat, guys. I kind of hope they do a more unrefined sound, but I don't know if they're going to do it. Anyways, let me know what you guys think about Blink and their triumphant return. Let's go, guys. You've been listening, watching episode 17. Please like and subscribe. We're almost at 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. I'm on Spotify, TikTok. Let's run this up. You've been watching and listening episode 17 of Gettin Geeked with your boy, Danny Allen. All right, that's been the episode. Go fuck yourselves.
Gettin Geeked. Gettin Geeked. Gettin Geeked with Danny Allen. Gettin Geeked. Gettin Geeked. Gettin Geeked with Danny Allen.